when I watched John Podesta do this job with Bill Clinton, um, I think I mentioned this in the last episode, which is like, it's very easy for presidents to be surrounded by people who think they're amazing, and who just completely hook, line, and sinker. And I think John was particularly gifted at telling President Clinton no without undermining the president's authority or right. I mean, it's a dance. It's a dance, and you have to learn how to do it. But somebody needs to be in the room to say, you cannot do that. And it's really up to the chief of staff to do it. I think, yeah, because, and again, what goes back to the positional, which is you don't own anything. So you have a lot less to lose when you confront your executive and say, you can't do that. It becomes a very different conversation if you own, any part of the organization exclusively. You're advocating in a way that's skewed. So, yeah, but we should move on to the sort of the others, which are, because there are two more that are quite good.
Yeah, but it's still. I mean, the brokerage and the sounding board come into it when you're looking at the whole, the organization side. But I was just actually thinking there about that skill in communication. And again, I remember another example. I wasn't actually in a chief of staff role, and I had a meeting with a secretary of state, and their team was in there, and basically I had to tell them that they weren't prioritizing some of their time in the right areas, and that they needed to be doing things differently. I was basically being told to tell them to pull their finger out in a certain direction. And I came out of the meeting. I can't even remember the words I used in it. I mean, this is many years ago now. And I walked out of the meeting with one of the parliamentary assistants from his team. And they turned around to me and said, I have never heard him, I will say it's a him, be so resoundly told off in a way that sounded so nice and that they actually listened to.
Yeah.
So
That's
again,
what you gotta do.
it comes to that understanding people, understanding the relationships, understanding that some people you will need to be able to, some people you can turn around and say, you're being an idiot. What on earth are you thinking about? I mean, it's ridiculous. And if I'm involved in that, there'd probably be quite a lot of swear words in there. And other times with the people that you're talking to and trying to, again, bring things together, bring the minds together, which comes to the brokerage, you're going to have to use a little bit more sugar. You're going to have to understand what motivates them, what actually will get them to move in the direction that they need to do. So, and that's why the brokerage across the organization, it's not setting up meetings. It's not always just putting two people together. It's bringing their minds and their views together so that everyone then starts moving in the direction that it needs to.